We are here with Charles Fig Newton,
Good morning.
storyteller extraordinaire, who just gave a wonderful presentation for the kids here at the HIKRZ Jamboree. And you were really amazing. How long have you been storytelling?
You know, I've been doing it for just a couple of years. I come from a family of storytellers, and we're the kind of people, you know, we tell stories to each other all the time growing up. And, you know, my mother performed earlier, you know, she's actually a professional storyteller now. But I've been doing it, I started doing it at the Renaissance Festival about 2 or 3 years ago.
How do you memorize it and you put so much into the performance?
Well, memorizing is a practice skill I've learned because I was never good at it before. And I found that the more I memorize anything, the better I got at memorizing, you know, just other things. The first time I had to learn a play, and that was torturous. I found that after that I was able to memorize things like music and things like that because I play in a band. And the first time I played in a band, I had all the music, I had like the chords and everything written on cards, and that was a hassle trying to get the songs the right way. And then the first time I memorized, I had to do a whole play. Suddenly I was easier to memorize songs. And so the more you memorize, the better you get at it.
It's like a practice of memorization.
Yeah, and then poetry is especially easy to memorize because there's the rhyme to help you. And so it's like, teachers will tell you about memorizing song lyrics. If you can remember the first word, you can usually remember the rest of the verse.
Yeah. And what is your favorite story to tell?
The Pied Piper of Hamelin.
Oh, yeah.
It's one I grew up reading. I had a book of poems when I was a kid, and that's when I remember reading for as long as I can remember, for as long as I could read. I remember reading that one.
Right. And he mentioned his mother, professional storyteller, which we have here, Doris Newton.
Mm-hmm.
And so now you were a librarian, is that correct?
Yeah, at Fremont Junior High School in East Mesa.
And so did you
for 24 years.
24 years. Did you get started storytelling by telling stories to the kids in the library?
Yes, because I had to do it in the library.
Oh, okay.
And I had to do not just storytelling, I had to make the children want to read. I'd put the books out on the table and I'd talk about a few of them, but they would be there for them so they didn't have to go to the shelf and look for them.
That's
They
right.
could get the book. Right. And then when I retired, I studied, cooking and sewing and travel, but I missed the children. Right. So I went to South Mountain and studied storytelling, and now I'm with the children.
And so you still do it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I have 18 groups that I go to each month. And when I go and tell the stories at the charter schools, the first thing I tell them that I'm going to tell you a story, but you've got to promise me before I see you again, you'll read a book.
There you go. Awesome.
So
well, you're doing awesome work. That's beautiful. Mm-hmm. Very good. Well, thank you both very much. We really appreciate y'all coming here. It was beautiful.